Hey, what's up, guys, girls, dads, moms, trannies, people that identify with 30 genders because you have subconscious emotional issues? I don't know. Welcome, welcome. If you or anyone you know thinks they have 30 genders, stop talking to them. Yeah, we'll definitely be showing you everything today. Identify as a money man. That is an amazing gender. I did not know males could be subcategorized into funding. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I know. I get that a lot. Thank you. I really appreciate that you actually benefit from them. I'll be teaching you a lot of things today that I'm pretty sure you won't hear anywhere else because I've looked all over the internet. And you, being a naive cube who has no experience like me in the past, will not understand any of it and disappear and go do nonsense. No, it's not possible to grow with $100. Physically impossible. Okay, like when you say growth, you need to visualize this. I was very bad at visualizing when I had no trading experience. I could not picture things in my brain. Right now, just picture $100 in your head. Now, we know we're going to make 3 to 5% a month on a legitimate trading system. How much is 3 to 5% on $100? I already got the answer. Hopefully, you're picturing it in your head. 5% of 100 is $5. So 12 months later, you have $60 on $100. The same way that a guy with $1 million trading account has $600,000 on his $1 million. It's funny, Shaquille O'Neal. I don't know how young you guys are, like born last week or whatever, but Shaquille O'Neal, you probably know him. He hilariously said that. You can look this up, by the way. He said, I love investing. I learned so much from my investment advisor. I put $10 million into my account and I make 1% a year. I'm doing $100,000 a year in spare income. And it's like, thanks, Shaq. Thank you for letting us all know that you had $10 million to make 1% a year. Thanks so much. But for the rest of us who have normal shoe sizes and we're not in the NBA, one of my friends started with one of your friends started with $100 and made $250K in 7 months. Clearly, your friend is lying. Can you please give me their track record and account login? Because I've been through this thousands of times. I've been in this industry for 15 years. Let's just talk a little bit about me before we talk about you guys. I've been in trading for 15 years. I have over $250,000 invested in strategies development. I have millions of strategies that have failed, and in total investment was 250,000. I have over 30,000 hours in the market. That means I sat in front of a screen 10 hours a day for approximately 8 years of my life, every single day. Now, what I've learned in that amount of time is that your friend is a fucking liar, and everyone you know is a fucking liar. You know why I know this? Because none of these guys that say they do this stuff will ever dare meet me in person and show me their bank accounts. If you know me in person, you know I will log into my bank account and show you I do $50,000 to $100,000 a month, every month, excluding any investment from my outside investor. I have 3 of them. In total, we have an account of 1.1 million on which we turn $300,000 into that 1.1 million. The same way that you can say you turn $3,000 into 11,000, or 300,000 into 1.1 million, or 30,000 into 110,000. That's approximately 300% growth in a year. Now, for your friend to say that he turned $100 into $250,000, my dear friend, you need to understand that means that if we got an investor of $1 million that I can get you tomorrow, he turned his 1 million into $250 million, which makes no sense. No, sorry, that was incorrect. He turned 1 million into 25 billion. That's the ratio of what we're dealing with. That at the same time means if we got $1 billion investor, he turned it into 2.5 trillion. Now, I don't know about you, But I'd really like to meet these supposed individuals that exist that are lying. Hopefully that clears up my friend's situation. You know, a lot of my friends and my grandma turned their $100 into $1 million. I'm really sorry. I did not mean to single you out. I really appreciate you telling us that. I'm actually very grateful for you to bring that up. And I did not mean to specifically target you. It's just that when we're talking about accounting, it's very important to show the real records, which nobody has. This is all just one big ghost hunt to find this master trader who has this record. And now I promise you this, I'm recording this webinar. I don't know how many minutes it's been, but I promise you this, and I will guarantee you this in writing. Everyone you know is losing money trading. I will write this down in writing. Everyone you know is losing money in trading. I don't care how many Lambos he has. I don't care about his house. They're not making money trading. If they were, show us the login to the account and we can actually see what's going on and have it audited to verify these claims as a legitimate private institution would for anyone that makes these claims. What's actually happening is that you're being overrun by mass marketing, by people that want to take your money through fees and courses that don't work. No one is making money trading. I guarantee you this. And now what you will do is you will either listen, that's not going to happen, or you will go and ignore this statement and you'll go and find those guys that promise you these returns because you want to believe. You're basically like a lost little schoolgirl who's looking for hope in the jungle and you're going to get picked up and killed. That's literally what you're doing. But you will do that because you need to be burned in order to realize the truth. I was just like you. I was, in fact, probably, actually, I can guarantee, I was stupider than anyone you know. You don't just end up with this type of logic and understanding without being the dumbest fucking person in the universe. So I know what's going on in this industry, and what's happening is that everyone's losing money. There's nobody actually making money trading. Now, someone probably pops up into your head. I keep stressing this like so much. Maybe right now, I don't know, Gustavos or John or Smith or whatever the fuck his name is that's telling you he makes this kind of return. It's literally like hunting for ghosts. You're going to go to his place, you're going to do all this shit, you're going to lose money, and then you're going to realize nothing worked. And his business is going to go on, or her business. And nothing's going to actually come of that. But you will do it because you don't want the truth. You want your dreams. You want cars. You want houses. You want mansions. You think arrogantly, like I used to, that the world owes me things, that the market owes you. You subconsciously think that it has to give you money. I cannot stress to you enough, if I met you in person or whatever, that how many messages I get a day of guys saying, how much money can I make trading? The right question is, how much can I lose? What are the parameters? How much am I risking per trade? How much should I be using per order quantity? What is my total risk? And so on. Back to my bank. Yeah, I can actually listen. I'm not going to do it on this screen call because I don't want to reveal bank account numbers and stuff because hackers and blah, blah, blah. But if you met me in person or you know me, I can show you $100,000 monthly in my bank account. Every month, I take out like 40K a month for all my expenses and I'm good to go. You'll never know I exist. You'll never see me. How do I do it? Starting with 1K? Yeah. So going back to the original question of $100, you can build a track record with $100 to $1,000, which is what I did. I started with $5,000. I built a track record for 8 months, which turned out to be around $6,000 profit. So I doubled my account. And then I started showing big investors because in order to make 100% and make $1 million, I need $1 million. I'm not going to turn my 10K into 20K and then 40 and then 80 and then 200. If you do the math, that's 8 years of my life. I'm not trying to spend 8 years of my life to get to 200 grand. And that's the reality of the situation that no one understands until you actually do the work and you realize that's what's going on. So to answer your question clearly, you can use $100 to $1,000, risking 0.5% per trade in order to build a track record. But you are not using that money to buy anything. You're literally going to lose it all because no one's stopping you from touching yourself at home in bed and doing these random trades and losing all your money, which is what you're going to do. And I say this to you not as a business. I say this to you as if I knew you in person, as if you were in my own house or we were friends or whatever. This is guaranteed going to happen. I cannot stress to you enough how many people over the years have just lost everything and then they come back to me and they're like, "You still trading, bro?" I'm like, "Listen, fuck your mother, fuck your family, fuck everything you believe in. I warned you for 3 years, and yet you're back here after negative 100K that you could have just given to me, and we both would have at least gradually grown." But no, he wanted $100 into 5K slash Raris and yachts and all that other stuff. So once you understand that this is what's happening, you will stop hallucinating. And now maybe some of you are thinking, what the fuck does this random voice know on the screen that's telling me this stuff? Listen, I promise, go find anyone that tells you they will make money trading. They will lose everything. I'll sit with you. We'll literally go trade by trade and be like, haha, today, next day, next day, next day, next day. It won't even last 6 months. I've been through this thousands of times. I have hundreds of thousands of records of people who have failed. It really opens your eyes when you have access to over 5,000 trading accounts that are all in a loss. Right now, you don't have that access. Maybe you have one of your friends or your mother or your aunt or whatever the fuck telling you that they make money. You don't have access to 5,000 accounts. If you do, you'll see they're all down. None of them are making any money. I cannot stress this enough. I'll say this to the death of my life. It's literally a ghost hunt. It's like you calling me to your house and proving there's paranormal activity. It's not possible. Now, you're probably like, "Oh, what about these guys and those guys?" Listen, I can go into the physics of the situation. Everyone will lose money. It's physically impossible to make money trading at that scale. Yeah, you can start with 1K, but it's to build a track record. You need to understand it's to build a track record. Now, let's get away from all that truth talk and go back to how to build a system. So, a little bit about me, just to repeat. I've been trading for 15 years. I have hundreds of thousands of strategies that I've tested. They've all failed. Any strategy that you think you're testing, I've already tried it. If you are trying any strategy, if you have an ego, you probably think you've stumbled upon something that's going to work. I promise it won't work. I've tried it. I've tried things you cannot even imagine. I've tried things that you will not even stumble upon for the next 10 years of your life. Anything you present to me in terms of building strategies will not work. I've tried all of it. Now, having said that, let's go to how to build a strategy. So after you go through thousands of strategies and you realize none of them work, you get left with very few things that do organize the market into an exact structure that allow you to extract small gains day by day or week by week that results in 3 to 5% profit monthly to build a portfolio and a track record. A track record is what's most important in this business. If you have a track record, nobody can take that away from you. You know how they say, like, if you get a diploma at school, nobody can take that away from you? Bitch, no one wants to take that away from you. It's worthless. The government will take away your name, your social insurance number, your driver's license, your health card. They'll take everything away from you except your diploma because you got scammed. You paid someone for some bullshit and now they told you to go get a job. You think anyone gives a fuck about you? No. So, the track record is what's most important in this business, not the money you make. I need this to be very clear. It's not the money you make. Because when I started and I doubled my account, tripled my account, blah, 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 I was at 15K and I was like, what the fuck is this? I can't even live a normal life with this. This isn't enough to pay my taxes and have a normal life. And I was like, but you did 200% exactly like your strategy said it would. Because on the day you're making your strategy, you're like, wow, this is so cool, 200% gains. Let's see if this actually works. And then it works. And then your dumbass does the math and you realize it's not enough to do anything in your life. So, how to build a strategy. These are range bars. These range bars are custom made to go 1 pip by 1 pip. They don't go by price. This organizes the market into an exact picture of events that allows you to know exactly how the trend is moving. By having this sort of layout, you can organize the market into a structure that allows you to extract profit while limiting your risk with exactly defined ranges. Minute-based bars don't do that because they go by time. which is an illogical human construct. You need to understand the market does not see time. Only humans see time. Humans experience time. The market is just bars moving up and down at rapid fire. You could literally replace the market data of, say, Bitcoin or gold or Apple or whatever, and change it with how many steps you took in the day. And it will still produce these same lines that you can organize into an exact picture and extract profit from, given that there's a bank that will pay you for betting on the number of steps you took that day. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So you could replace the market data with any sort of data, and as long as someone will pay you for it, you can organize that into an exact system. So having said that, how to build a strategy is this. You start at the very beginning of time on the first day available, and you isolate a time frame. Let's isolate, say, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day, because that's the typical time of the New York session. So you can see on the x-axis, so at 9 a.m. we'll start trading right here. Going on this trade right here. So we said that at 9 a.m. we're going to start trading, and when the candle goes red, we're going to take a sell. When the candle goes green, we're going to take a buy. Stop loss will be at the top of the tick right here, which is 50 points. See, our entry was at 23. Stop loss is at 73. Do you see that? The last two digits, 60.73 and 60.23. So we're only looking at the last two digits, 50 points, 23 to 73, that's 50. So our target is 50, stop is 50, and we're gonna go on Excel and record that as our strategy. So our strategy is when range bar goes red, sell. When range bar goes green, buy. The final thing is target 50, stop 50, isolated, time frame to verify 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is something no one will teach you on the internet because they're all fucking scumbags. But I learned this at High Frequency Trading Company, where they build strategic algorithms and launch them into the market, blah, 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 blah. That's another story. So we're in the trade right here at 23. Now let's move forward one by one to see if this actually went to our target. Right, oh, we missed it. You see it went down to 75? That was so close. And now it went to stop loss. A sub-layer in this strategy we can add is, if it goes close to the target by 30 points, but does not touch the target, just put a stop loss on the entry. But we're not going to do that because on another day, it'll do the opposite, and then you'll mess up on that day. You'll see in the future. So now, on our strategy, we would write -5. Or, sorry, in this case, -50. Because remember, our stop loss was -50, so we got -50. Right? Now let's go forward. Next day, 9 a.m. right here. You see this right at 9:45? Not this one. This was 8:30. You see right here, 9:45, right? Say yes if you see this, 9:45, so I can make sure everyone's listening. They didn't fall asleep. Because I know like snow bunnies love to like get angry at how blunt I am and blah, blah, blah. Okay, thank you guys for your response. Yep, so here we entered at 10, right? We entered at 10 right here. You see on the y-axis 62.10. So that means our target's up at 62.60. So there we go. And there we go. Hit our target, right? Hit our target, plus 50, right? Let's go to the next trade, next day. Right here, you see at 9:01. This candle formed at 9:01, next day, right? 49. Okay, perfect. So at 49, we're going to go one by one. So 49, what's our target? Down at 99. Stop loss is up at 99. Let's see if it worked. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at this. So this is a perfect example. I'm really glad this happened on our seminar so I can talk to you guys about this. You guys remember a minute ago, I said that if the target goes close to your, if the trade goes close to your target, then you can make a sub rule saying that exit on your break even so that we don't lose, right? Because it reversed. Look how close it came and it reversed, right? You guys remember I just said that? Is anyone confused about that? Like I said, we can add a sub rule saying that if target does not go close, or if target does not touch our target, close the trade when it reverses, right? You guys remember that? It's okay if you don't remember that, as I can explain it again. Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, you guys remember that? So, one sec, let me just make sure. Yep, so if we added that sub rule, you'd see on this trade, we would have exited at 49 break even and not have profited. Because look, it continued back down, but later on. So if you added that sub rule, it would have went for you on the other day, but against you on this day. And now the second thing I want to talk about that is called stop hunters. People think that when they lose money, that someone's out there to hunt their trade because it went exactly to their target and reversed. It's not stop hunting, it's statistics. What's happening is that on a long-term time scale, no matter what you measure on a set of lines, sometimes it will go 0.1, so one single point away from your desired zone. The same way on reverse, it'll go a single point away from your desired zone. And perceptually, because you are an egotistical moron, you will think that someone's out to hunt you. I used to think that too. I was like, oh my God, the brokerage is hunting my orders. Look how close it went. But when you do testing of statistics, you realize it's just going very close and then reversing. So that's exactly what happened here. Look how close it went. Look, 2 times it went so close, and the amateur trader would have exited out of fear because they're not following the rules or they don't have rules and so on. But as you can see, after it broke hard and it went down, and we made that profit and recorded as 50. And let's go to the next day. Oh, not there. No trades that day. You see, there was no trades that day. It was just one big green trend. No trades here. Right here, stop loss hit. You see right here, trade happened at 26, went down to 76, negative 50. Next day. Next day, next day. Again, stop loss, negative 50. Entered sell right here at 15. Target's down at 65, got it. Plus 50. Oh, because there's one big green bar here. There was no trades on this day because this candle had run from 8:30, but our isolation time frame is 9 a.m. We're running testing from 9 a.m., but this started at 8:30, so we could not have taken that. And now let's go to the next day. Next day, next day, next day. Yeah, I already hit that one. Missed that one. Right here, 922, got in at 15. Plus 50. Next day, stop loss hit. And this next one came in at 54, went up, so that was negative 50, plus 50. Buying greens lowest point or selling at we're buying at the greens close, so the closing part, and we're selling at the reds closing. Now let's go to the next day. No, we are only looking to trade for an hour. It's just that you're isolating a time frame to do testing to understand how strategies are made, because you want to have the confidence in what you're doing and not just go through the jungle blindly, because this is literally just a jungle that changes every second. Yeah, exactly, of human psychosis. So here's the next trade at 22. So 22, and there we go. It went down to exactly. So you guys get the picture, right? This is how you make a strategy, and you test it for the full 10 years of market data. And then after you do, or even 1 year or 2 years is enough, because that means cycles are repeating. But if you're trying to go to the billions like I was when I was young, you need to test the whole market data set. So you guys see what I'm doing, right? You're literally just taking a bunch of parameters and going to the hard right edge of the page and moving forward one by one and verifying your strategy. And through this process, I've tested thousands of strategies. I've tested literally everything you can think you think you know, or whatever someone's told you. Every day there's guys that come to me, they're like, yo, I found this master strategy. It does this, 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 this. I'm like, what about this? And they're like, I didn't think of that. And because like you're not even close. I cannot even exaggerate this to you. I'm not being arrogant or anything stupid like that. I'm just speaking from statistical experience. I would never try to boost to you guys about anything. If you know me in person, you'd know like this is just how it is. Um, and if you can understand these things, you'll save yourself a life of pain. Because I had to learn this the hard way. Like I literally have all of my trading records of hundreds of thousands of dollars of loss. I didn't just wake up now and start doing 100K a month. There's many years of just failing and failing and failing and building strategies and strategies. And the thing with building strategies that I want you guys to understand is that it's not like reading a book. You know, when you read a book, that knowledge is with you forever. Nobody can take it away from you. But when you build a trading strategy and it fails in 2 months, you have nothing. You just wasted 2 months of your fucking life. So once you understand this and you understand the value that's being delivered to you for free, it's a no-brainer. It's saving you tons of time. So I hope that it made sense to you about building strategies. I want you guys to understand that no matter where you go, they are losing money trading. And I'm literally only, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I've been to every course. It doesn't make any sense. This is not stuff you'll learn on the internet. I worked at a high frequency trading company in Mississauga for these quantitative analysts, which if you look up quantitative analysts is a very, very difficult job. I just luckily got in because of my father when I was 17 years old. He was like, work here. And then I learned how to build automated trading systems and actually understand what's going on. It's only recently that a bunch of guys approached me to put this on the internet. And I'm like, hey, do this for free. Give all this shit for free. Because all these fucking losers are on the internet charging you for bullshit when you guys deserve to know how to actually build a system and consistently grow as institutional investors would. In the 1980s and 90s, this was not hidden information. People knew this, and that's why the industry made billions. But now with the internet, it's so easy to spread misinformation and buy a nice, I don't know, just rent something for $100 and show everyone, and then people think they're making a change. Yeah, and I also want you guys to know that none of this is my knowledge. None of this is my knowledge. I am not a pioneer of any of this. I'm literally just showing you after tons of research through billionaires' books, quantitative trading coding, quantitative trading hedge fund. They manage 500 million. I can show you them. What is the truth? I'm just restating what billionaires have told everyone that is hidden away in depressing books that nobody reads. And I'm trying to simplify it for you to stop falling for the fake nonsense. Because no amount of money in my bank account or anything will make you listen to this. It literally comes down to your own sense of logic and understanding. Because in my experience, I've learned. No, that's okay. We'll email you the seminar. Yeah, we'll email you this. No problem. The seminar is going to end in 2 minutes, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys. It's the same thing in the trade room. The only reason in the trade room you may feel conscious is because you haven't done the test of the past history to understand the confidence you should have. Everything that can be quantified has been quantified, and nothing is random. The human mind's ability to go off topic and want to do other things is its biggest downfall. I was also like that before I started making some real serious money. I would do 10 things at once and end up doing nothing at all. So it's important to stick to one thing and laser focus in on it and become the master of that one thing. Yeah, like I could throw like a million motivational quotes at you and all that nonsense, but the two things I want you to know that's more important than anything, well, actually, one thing I want you to know, and I want you to be traumatized by this and carry this in your sleep at night. I want you to have flashbacks of Vietnam with this knowledge, is that it's easier to fool you than convince you that you've been fooled. If you're here as a supposed trading expert or someone has already scammed you and you're trying to undo what has been done to you, just understand you've been fooled. And there is nothing as raw, simplified, and logical as this sequence of steps that we have created here. And I literally only do this to spread information about the truth. I'm not doing this to randomly like be like, hey, send 5K or like some nonsense like that. It's just to show you that this shit exists. This is coming straight from the billionaire books. If you want the names of the books, it's Quantitative Trading by Ernest Chen. He talks about exactly what I just spoke about, and Alchemy of Finance by George Soros. Both of these men are billionaires. So if you don't want to listen to me, listen to them. They'll tell you the same thing in a much longer, boring format. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I really did not mean to sound evil. I hope you guys benefited from this, and I'm always available if you guys need. So just let me show you where the trade is. So a lot of people say it's too fast and stuff. No. It's listen. Buy now, BTC/USD. Right here was our buy entry, but now it's down here. It hit that stop, or you're on this sell from right here. Either one. So you're either in a sell from right here. Wow, that got complicated quickly. So you're either in a sell from right here, or you got in on this buy. Whoever got on this sell, look, it pulled back this much. Here's your stop loss. Right around here. So right here, you're in a sell. Right now, we're in a sell. So if you get on in the sell, you got a little bit better price. And now it's going to either go to this stop loss or continue down. It got so complicated quickly. Enter here. You saved a little bit because you actually got in here. See, you saved this much, right? That's like 3-4 points. Stop loss is 10 points away, or in this case, 8 points. And target is down around here. Oh, so that's a really good question. That's because of statistics. What's happening is that because the sell came here and it's also triggering a buy here, it may get confused and say both. But that doesn't matter because statistically the trend will continue on and on forever. It's what we were talking about earlier, where today you think it worked for you and the other day you think it worked against you. But long term, as long as you're risking less than 1%, you're consistently churning small percentages of profit regardless of the call. We've been working with coders for a while now to try to logically remove that. We're just going through different types of steps in order to see how to remove that. But regardless, it doesn't matter. As long as you take one of them and you stick to the rules, it'll continue. You see we got in here, now it's down here. Now it's either going to go to stop, -10, or down here, +2. Yeah, I know, exactly. That's no problem. The website we're on is Just Simple Trading. This is our website where we have the chart built in. This is the chart right here that we have built in to the server, so that way you don't have to pay large fees to get the, this costs $5,000. If you want this set up, coders will work for 5 days on your computer and it'll be $5,000 approximately. That does not go to us, that goes to the coders that coded this. We just understood the architecture needed to design a system. We have this hosted on the server for you here, totally for free, so you can follow it trade by trade, one by one. And as you can see, we're in the sell here, and now it's going to either go down to target or it's going to go to stop loss. This is literally the one-stop spot for trading. There's nothing on the internet. Maybe you can show me. No one ever shows me just a spot where people just make money every day in the trade room. And yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, because we designed this for personal use. This is used by us. We just converted it into an internet server or stream or whatever for you guys to also use it. But this is made by a trader for a trader. I literally spent my whole life making this for you guys to take advantage of it and then go lose your money with someone else and then come back to me and cry. That's basically what's happening here. So, Merry Christmas or whatever the fuck. Yeah, we're just waiting for the sell. Yeah, we're just waiting for this. Remember, we're still on the sell. This was the entry, but we got in a little bit better here, and it's probably going to go to stop loss. The reason the system works is because I designed it with failure in mind. I believe that it'll only fail. Yeah, the software is free. It'll always be free. We're never going to charge for it. There, it hit stop loss. Or maybe it hit stop loss, depending on if you got in a little bit better or later. But for sure, by here, it'll be stop loss. If someone's still in this and they're not at stop, lucky you. You're in a buy? That's disgusting. Well, you could have been in the buy from right here. It's really just about risk management. If you're risking less than 1% per trade and you're extracting small moves one by one, you will turn a profit. It's just that you're not going to be a millionaire, because in order to be a millionaire, that's a whole other topic that you don't even want to talk about right now. Because the shit that I had to do to get up to 100K a month, you're too scared to do that, basically. Or maybe you're not. I don't know. Most guys are, though. They don't want to do the work to make mills. They just want to pay their bills. The most depressing thing in the world. Yeah, if you're on that buy, nice. Congratulations. Congratulations on that buy trade. But that hit stop loss for our example. So in our example, right now, I would record it as -$1, because that would be my total risk. Oh, where's my mouse gone? There it is. So -$1 on 100 balance, or -10 on 1,000. Or in your case, you got +10, which is very good. And now once this turns back to red sell, this will be a sell trade. And we don't get in as soon as it turns red. You could, but I don't. I wait for it to pull back. So let's let this turn. It'll turn around right here. And a lot of people say, you'll notice it just shoots down like that. It just shoots down, man. I don't know what to do. Fucking wait. You think the market like owes you time or something? Like, just wait. Shit is literally giving you money. Just chill out. Let it pull back and get in there. You have to master discipline. Yo, bro, I don't want to wait. I don't know. Then fucking kill yourself. Like there's guys that they're texting me like, hey, what else can I do? I'm like, well, there's a euthanasia clinic in Poland that will kill you for a very low fee of $1,000. You can call them. I'm glad you guys enjoy this. Yeah, definitely. You can ask for discounts, but then it may be a slow, painful death. And you got to pay good money to get a slow, painful death. Like, that shit on the dark web is like 30K. Yeah, true. You can call a euthanasia clinic and ask them for Forex tips. So it did not turn red. Oh yeah. So I also want to just mention that these bars apply to every market. So regardless if it's Forex, futures, stocks, anything, it will work with these bars. Again, we can, if you weren't here earlier, we were talking about, you could convert the data into how many steps you took that day, and it will still print the same motion of movement. So you can put these charts onto Forex or futures or stocks or anything that you feel. The only reason we leave them on BTC is because it's the fastest and it moves on weekends. Because once you understand that profit in trading is through extracting small points through organizing your chart geometrically, then you're doing well. Better than most, I guess. So this is going to turn red soon? No. If you missed it earlier, I manually tested each day of the market with these bars one by one and recorded it on Excel in order to determine the profit and loss. So the system creation process was extremely complicated with many layers of design that have been coded into one chart. So we're not using anything else. Oh, nice. Yeah. AMP Futures was where I originally started in 2007, and it was a terrible experience. And here we are, we're in the sell. So here, this is what people say, like, oh, it's shot down. Just let it pull back. Just let it pull back and get in on the pullback. It's no problem. So there, it pulled back a little. Hasty guy would get in here. I would wait till about here. Or now that I said that out loud, I'm not waiting because now the market statistically understands that and I'm in. We're in this sell. And there we go. Yeah, there's many layers of, it's called the Zeno effect. The Zeno effect in physics is when the act of observing an atom will make the atom not exist anymore or exist depending on the criteria. And what that determines is that things only exist because they are observed. And what's happening in the markets is that millions of people are looking at the same lines at the same time and placing bets on those ideas, which are manifesting worldwide. And statistically, the market will move on average 70% against you for having the same ideas as the majority. And this is not something you can escape. You just have to organize your charts in a way that will actually work. It's covered in Ernest Chen's quantitative trading. There's so many layers of this that you have no idea about. In fact, most of the questions that the mind believes in or thinks are wrong. So when you ask the wrong questions, you will get the wrong results. And to even stumble upon the questions to be asking requires years and years of experience and trauma to finally figure out what to do. So we made a lot of complicated things, a lot of complicated indicators, very custom-made indicators that we united into one network, into one system. So if you got that sell nice, still not in profit yet on that sell though. Yeah, it's scary. Shit, you better be scared. You think you can do anything without being petrified? Yeah, and just clean the whole house too. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you guys know me in person, I have this amazing maid, the best guy in the world. His name's Lee. If you guys ever need a maid, he's not available right now because Corona. But if you know me in person, you guys know Lee, and he's the best. So yeah, we're still in this sell. It may be reversing to a buy, but we're still on the sell. So remember, you ignore everything once you're in a trade, because once you're in a cycle, you're in a cycle. Any other statistics have nothing to do with it. No, literally, I only do this for the high. I want that one day there's hundreds of thousands of traders that know the truth. And when people try to sell them courses, an army will flood them and say, how fucking dare you try to charge me for your bullshit? Because after I made all the money, no, so you only watch this graph. The entries on nanopips is your trade entries, which are the cheapest trades. So that way you can organize and statistically grow over time. You only want to look at this graph. You don't need to analyze anything else. If you want to add layers to your analysis, you can, as we said in other, or as Qureshi said in other videos, is add the RSI and Bollinger Bands and other stuff to just further add a layer of design to your trade. Because imagine the sell came, but none of the Bollinger RSI or PSAR is saying to sell. You maybe would not sell. Or if you switch your time frame to a 4-hour chart and you see that the market is only on a downtrend, you may want to ignore all the buys and only take the sell trends. So by doing that, you can add sub-layers into your code. It's called a sub-layer. Pretty straightforward. You see this is our strategy here. But then like on the strategy, let me just zoom in here. This is our strategy if you remember from the last seminar. So let's just add a sub-layer equals if market trend on 4-hour is sell, only take sells. If buy trend, only take buys. So this is a sub-layer you can add to your existing entry on these candles. Does that make sense? So your standard layer, your layer 1 of rules, if you code it into lines of code or an idea in your mind, is enter the trade when it goes red. Now your sub-layer is only if it's on a sell trend in the 4-hour market charts. So I hope that makes sense. In the beginning, it may be slow for your mind. I was extremely slow. I don't want you guys to get intimidated. When I was first starting, I could not even do 7 + 3 or like 4 + 7 in my head. Because like, in order to calculate your stop and target, you need to know like my entry was at 71, therefore my target's at 91. I couldn't do that. But after 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks, you become lightning fast at that. So don't let that intimidate you. Take it as slow as you need, but just understand that what I'm telling you is the final truth. And it's not from me, it's from George Soros, it's from Ernest Chen, it's from Ray Dalio, it's from Bill Lipschultz, all these billionaires who have written about this many times. So please don't think I'm trying to tell you guys things that I made up. This is through extreme amounts of experience, and the billionaires know this. I'm just not a fucking 65-year-old man yet managing billions, but I am doing $100,000 a month. That, again, I told you I can show you anytime in person in my bank accounts very clearly. But maybe one day I'll be reaching that level. I don't know what the fuck. Corona, fucking bitch ass, ruined everyone's life and shit. But back to the question about why are we doing this for free? Because what happened to me in 2017 was I bought a few cars. We bought a Ferrari, we bought a Bentley, and a Rolls Royce, and then we thought that doing that would get us more clients, more volume, blah blah blah, make money. All it actually did was fucking bore the fuck out of me. I got so bored. Nothing mattered. It didn't do anything. Actually, you'd be surprised. A stupid person thinks that cars and boats and all that stuff drives volume and traffic. It does nothing. Does ATR indicator with how much should we put? Do you mean with ATR indicator, how much should we put on the parameters for ATR? For indicators, always leave them as standard, because once you understand the statistics of the situation, you'll understand that no matter what you set an indicator to, it'll always be the same. It's the mixture of indicators and the trend that give you the analysis on knowing when to extract a certain amount of pips. If you got this sell nice, it's almost a target. You could exit now with a $50 profit. But yeah. So yeah, after I got all the cars and stuff, I realized it's boring. And oh, perfect. If you got this, congratulations. Nice sell. Perfect sell. So simple. You don't have to think about it. Nothing. But yeah, so once I got all the cars and stuff, I realized it was very boring. And I discovered that what actually brings me joy, or you could say happiness in business, is seeing that people are messaging me saying, "Oh my God, thank you so much for helping me understand." And then once I understood that, I made it my purpose to only spread as much information as possible. So that way, one day I can have hundreds of thousands of people who stand by me in terms of trading and tell others that, listen, don't pay for courses, don't pay for random scams, see what these guys are saying. And that's literally all it is. Because after you make all the whatever money and stuff, you discover there's more of a purpose to life than materials. But you need to experience that to get it. Oh, you can contact me. If you just send an email to Just Simple Trading, I'll respond to you with my number. Here's my number in the chat. One sec. You guys can contact me anytime. Or you can just email support@justsimpletrading.com. And I have to shout out to Shay Matland. He will handle everything you need. This is Instagram. He will handle everything you guys need in terms of setting up accounts, maintenance, support, blah, 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 blah. Getting in contact with me, you can do that anytime as well. Yeah. The few people who have listened to me are all millionaires. Qureshi has few houses, a few offices. Howard, this guy in downtown Toronto that owns Marriott Hotel. My family, a few cousins. Tim, shout outs to Tim. He doesn't use social media. He's a master at marketing. You guys can meet him too. Everyone that has listened to me is a millionaire. Like, I cannot hide it. But what happens is that most people don't want to listen, because when I meet you, I don't give a fuck about how I dress. I don't meet you in a Ferrari. I just meet you in like a casual Jetta. Was wearing like sweatpants, and I'm like, yo, look at my bank account. This is what I do. And some people are smart enough to listen. Most people are not. But the ones who are very happy. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do anything. I just want you guys to not suffer, basically. Literally, that's all it is. I just don't want you guys to suffer. That's literally all it is. Because if I had this knowledge that I'm telling you guys now when I first started, I would not have listened to it and I would have fucked up anyways. So basically, what I'm doing, you could say, is pointless. But for the rare 1 out of 100 people, they will find value in this and make millions of dollars. Because the art of making millions is not what you think. The world does not work how you think it works. The markets definitely don't work how you think it works. And everyone you know in the trading business is nowhere near the level at which I am at, or they are already millionaires and they're way beyond me. But anyone that you know personally that says they do this and that and this and that, pay me this much money, red flag. Two red flags to look out for always. Number one, are they asking for a fee? That's fraud. And number two, is there a time limit? Is there like some sort of like act now for the next 30 days and your mom won't call you? That's fraud. And the third layer you could say is, will they trade with you every day? Normally, Qureshi trades every day. I personally don't trade anymore. I hate screens. I just like to spread as much knowledge as possible. This buy trade is coming right here. Yeah, the only reason he does it that well is because he had no past experience or bias. He was not in pain. Because you must understand, if you've experienced trauma in trading, you are less likely to understand what I'm saying. Because there's too many ideas blocking your better judgment. Whereas a guy who has no experience will do exactly as he's told, because all he needed to see was my bank account, see that it works, and repeat. And here we are. So it's that saying they all there's a saying on Wall Street where they asked a monkey to manage a hedge fund, and at the end of the year, the monkey outperformed everyone. And when they asked the monkey, "How did you make so much money?" the monkey said, "What's money?" Because it had no idea what it was doing. It was just following the parameters that it was given, and profit was a side effect of its safety and following of the rules. That's all it is. But because you are free at home and there's no one to stop you from hallucinating and be undisciplined, you will do things that will trick yourself. The art of becoming very disciplined and professional at trading will seep into your normal life in that it will force you to be honest with yourself. Um, the biggest thing I can say trading did for me was force me to be honest. It really made me self accountable. I count every penny. I don't care how much money I made or how much, or what's going on in my life. Until this day, I know that I gave you $2, and nothing hurts me more than giving you my fucking money. So doesn't matter what you think about like yourself or whatever. The biggest thing trading does for you is teach you how to be honest with yourself. There's layers about yourself that you are not even at terms with yet, that I can just point out to you and be like, yeah, you're a fucking bitch, or you're not. So removing that ego and sense of hurt and bias will do you the greatest good, because the chart does not see any bias. The chart just moves up and down. It is a force of nature, just like human psychosis, and it'll go on forever. Here's again that example. Many guys ask me like, "Hey, the candle went flying. What do I do?" Wait for it to fucking pull back. Just wait for it to come back down here. Right here. Just wait for it to come back. You see it shot up real quick? Don't even worry about that. Just let it pull back. Take a deep breath. If it doesn't pull back and you missed it, so what? The market's going to keep going forever. Unless Corona takes over your family and blah, blah, blah. Or whatever the fuck is going on in the world right now. Was whatever bullshit they're telling you on the media, I mean the entertainment channel you watch. There you go. It pulled back and now you're in this buy. Right now I'm in this buy. Right now I get in this buy. No questions asked. Stop loss is 10 points away, and I just waited to go up or not. Without thinking I'm in this buy. No thought involved, because I did the testing. I tested all market data to know this is the only way. But a person who has not done the testing or does not understand will hesitate. You want to remove that hesitation like the monkey and do what you're told. No, you should literally, the audio is only there in case you're not looking at the chart. But right now we're looking at the chart and we're on this buy. It's right here, we're in this buy. You saved 4 points. So your stop loss is only 6 points now, which is really nice. So those little things give you that edge that save you some money. Don't worry, we recorded this and we'll send it to you so you don't have to worry about any of that. So yeah, if anything, the market just forces you to be honest with yourself. And through that, you'll eliminate bias and all other human variables because the market is not positive or negative. Profit is loss, loss is profit, up is down, down is up. They are the same thing once you organize the bars into a statistical picture like this. This is probably going to hit stop loss because this buy and this sell were perfect. Yeah, I know. Well, as I don't know, people just tell me that. And I thank you very much for believing that. So someone just said privately that just thank you. I've learned more in this than I have in the past 5 years, and that's very sad. But it's not your fault because I did not learn what I know on the internet. I learned it from high frequency trading experts. And the seminar is about to end. Guys, contact Deshay Maitland. Contact Deshay Maitland. It's in the chat. If you guys ever need help, you can contact him. You can call me directly or just contact Deshay. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate all of you for being here, and I hope you guys learned something. Please stay safe and have a good day and good weekend and goodbye. Yeah, you can text me anytime.